The quantum realm exists beneath normal spacetime at scales beyond molecular resolution. It is not simply small. It is structurally separate from the observable universe. Entry requires exceeding the Planck threshold using PIM particles, which destabilize quantum coherence and collapse an individual into the realm's layered substrate. Once inside, the realm behaves as a complete reality system, containing terrain, atmosphere variances, cities, and life forms with evolved adaptation to its dimensional conditions. Time does not function linearly in this realm. Janet Van Dyne experiences decades of life, while only moments pass externally, while Scott Lang perceives hours during a 5-year Earth interval. This temporal dislocation indicates that the quantum realm exists outside fixed causality, operating with temporal directions determined by structural energy flows rather than cosmological time. Civilizations within the quantum realm demonstrate language, military hierarchy, and territorial conflict. Some factions exist in perpetual rebellion against authoritarian control imposed by Kang the Conqueror. Kang exploits the realm as a multiversal navigation matrix because its subdimensional corridors allow transit between timelines and divergent universes. This makes the realm a strategic hub for future MCU conflicts. Its architecture violates Euclidean geometry. Floating landmasses, elastic structures, and shifting gravitational center points imply that physical laws have localized interpretation rather than universality. Movement within it requires adaptation or specialized technology. The quantum realm matters narratively because it serves as the MCU's multiverse infrastructure layer. Whoever controls it influences time travel and reality traversal. Its mysteries, unexplored regions, hidden populations, and temporal distortions present the MCU's largest unresolved frontier. Talo. A realm exists as a mythic pocket dimension adjacent to Earth but separated by a shifting living barrier. Access requires precise timing through a moving forest maze that opens only under specific celestial conditions. Shang-Chi's narrative positions Talo as a guarded sanctuary that prevents cosmic entities from infiltrating the primary world. Its biome contains creatures drawn from Chinese folklore, Qilin, guardian lions, phoenix analogs, and an ancient dragon entity, the Great Protector. These species suggest that Talo operates under supernatural evolutionary rules, where energy, consciousness, and biology are linked. Central to its narrative role is containment. Behind its sealed gate lies the Dweller in Darkness, a parasitic entity whose kind consumes souls. Talo exists not for habitation alone, but for defense. Its people function as custodians of a prison preventing dimensional catastrophe. Its materials exhibit metaphysical properties. Dragon scales retain energy capable of nullifying demonic forces, and combat techniques tied to Talo channel spiritual flow rather than brute force. The Ten Rings display resonance with Talo's energy signature, implying historical connection between ancient magic systems and this realm. Talo symbolizes hidden ancestry, unrecorded history, and older cosmologies shaping modern conflict. The Dark Dimension, a boundless mystical universe, its terrain is fractal and regenerative. Surfaces repeat, environments fold, and decay never occurs. Dormammu rules this realm, and his survival and expansion rely on the absence of time. Timelessness means there is no death or entropy, enabling infinite growth and absorption. Caecilius and his disciples channel the realm's power through forbidden rituals, gaining suspended aging and enhanced durability. This demonstrates that the realm exports its laws to users. However, the exchange demands loyalty. Dormammu's influence progressively consumes agency. The Dark Dimension's primary narrative function is assimilation. Dormammu intends to merge timelines, universes, and dimensions into his realm, erasing them as independent realities. Doctor Strange exploits the realm's timelessness by creating a time loop that forces Dormammu into negotiation, a rare example where metaphysical law is used as bargaining leverage. The realm contains no independent ecosystems beyond Dormammu's will. It is not a habitat, but a metaphysical engine, a boundaryless consciousness stretching to absorb existence. This makes it one of the MCU's purest hidden realms, defined by non-physical reality, cosmic ambition, and invasive threat. The quantum time tunnels. Within the quantum realm are structured corridors that allow traversal across timelines. These corridors are not random. They form a navigable network with junction points, directionality, and exit coordinates. Time travel in-game is possible because shrinking beyond quantum decoherence allows entry into these tunnels, while energy stabilization allows controlled emergence at selected temporal points. Navigation requires quantized control. Without coordinated PIM particle manipulation and quantum GPS anchoring, travelers risk dispersion, dimensional entrapment, or unintended branching. These tunnels illustrate that MCU time travel is not magical, it is infrastructural. The realm contains pathways built into space-time architecture, connecting historical moments like nodes on a network. Kang weaponizes this mechanic, controlling exits and imprisoning rebels by sealing or rerouting pathways. The quantum tunnels represent the connective tissue of MCU cosmology, neither destination nor entity, but the tracks through which history and destiny intersect. The Soul World. Contained inside the Soul Stone, it exists as an abstract consciousness field rather than physical terrain. Thanos encounters young Gamora within its orange-tinted void after the snap, implying that the realm engages in metaphysical interrogation, confronting users with moral consequence.
Yes.
What did it cost?
This realm likely stores the essence of individuals affected by the stone. While not fully explored, fan inference and symbolism suggest that souls may exist here in suspended states. Because the Soul Stone governs value, sacrifice, and judgment, its internal plane represents reflection on cost rather than paradise or punishment. Its access rules remain unknown. Only cosmic expenditure, such as universe-level energy use, triggers entry. This mystery makes the Soul World one of the most debated MCU spaces, fueling speculation about whether trapped souls will return and whether the realm persists after the stone's destruction. The Citadel exists outside conventional time and space, beyond the flow of chronology that governs the rest of the multiverse. Within this realm, decay, aging, and cause and effect progression do not apply. He Who Remains constructed the Citadel as a final regulatory checkpoint, a place from which the sacred timeline could be monitored, maintained, and corrected. By positioning it beyond temporal influence, he ensured that decisions made there could not be altered by paradoxes, time travel, or branching events. The Citadel functions as a neutral control room for reality itself, isolated so that its actions shape the multiverse without being shaped by it in return. The architecture of the Citadel reflects this singular purpose. Vast corridors, cavernous chambers, and sparsely furnished rooms emphasize function over comfort, signaling that it was never meant to be lived in, only operated. Automated caretakers maintain the structure, reinforcing the sense that organic presence is secondary to cosmic administration. Every element of the Citadel serves observation and control, acting as a vantage point from which infinite timelines can be viewed simultaneously. From here, branching possibilities are assessed, not as lived realities, but as data points to be pruned, preserved, or redirected. Following the death of He Who Remains, the Citadel's role fundamentally changes. Its authority over the sacred timeline collapses, allowing uncontrolled multiversal branching to spread outward from the moment of his demise. The realm itself does not vanish. Instead, its function shifts from enforcement to origin. The Citadel becomes the narrative epicenter of the multiverse's fragmentation, the point where imposed order gives way to chaos. From this transition emerge new conflicts, rival variants, and future wars, making the Citadel not just a place of oversight, but the birthplace of the multiversal era that follows. The Void, the final destination for pruned timelines, erased variants, and discarded realities existing beyond conventional space, time, and causality. It functions as an existential dumping ground rather than a structured prison, where containment is enforced through environmental hostility instead of physical barriers. The realm is defined by a storm-filled sky charged with temporal energy, scattered ruins pulled from countless timelines, and the constant presence of Alioth, a living temporal storm that consumes matter and time itself. Together, these elements ensure that nothing can meaningfully escape, as survival is temporary and order does not exist. Within the void, destruction is slow and deliberate rather than immediate. Pruned realities persist in a state of decay, frozen in stagnant time, allowing remnants like shattered helicarriers and surviving variants to linger long after being erased from relevance. This suspended existence continues until Alioth ultimately consumes what remains. The void represents consequence rather than oblivion, illustrating that discarded timelines do not simply vanish. They endure in isolation, stripped of purpose until they are fully erased, reinforcing the cost of pruning within the multiverse. Eternity's plane represents a realm of universal consciousness rather than a physical location existing beyond conventional dimensions of space and time. Gore accesses this plane only after achieving precise divine alignment at the cosmic gateway, emphasizing that entry is determined by cosmic conditions rather than distance or travel. Visually, the plane manifests as a vast, silent expanse filled with stars and reflective pools, creating an environment that feels more symbolic than material. Eternity itself appears as a mirrored silhouette of the visitor, reinforcing the idea that the realm does not define form independently, but instead interprets and reflects the presence, intent, and identity of whoever stands before it. Within Eternity's plane, time and causality are fundamentally altered. Temporal flow is suspended and traditional action is replaced by intent, allowing wishes to reshape reality instantly without physical intervention. This makes the plane a narrative endpoint where mortal desire directly interfaces with cosmic authority, bypassing effort, struggle, or consequence-driven progression. Access to this realm is extraordinarily rare, limited to beings capable of locating its gateways and surviving the divine forces that guard it. Its existence confirms that the MCU's cosmology extends beyond physical and energy-based realms into conceptual spaces, where reality functions as an interface for thought, purpose, and will, rather than a place to inhabit. And there you have it, 8 hidden realms shaping the MCU from beneath its surface, behind its timelines, and far beyond its cosmic ceiling. If you enjoyed peeling back these dimensional layers, imagine what we'll uncover next. Drop a comment with the realm you think holds the biggest unanswered secret. Hit that like button so the algorithm doesn't prune us like the TVA, and subscribe before the dark dimension absorbs this video into eternal silence. See you in the next one, if we make it back from the quantum realm in time.